Great local musician Daniel Lapp joining us right now. You might know him because you've heard him perform, but you might not know he is the label creator of Woodbox Records, and they're in the midst of planning a fiddle festival for not this weekend but next weekend. Daniel Lapp, welcome to the program. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Ryan.
Always great to talk.
How are you doing?
Great. Always great to talk to you. Always great to hear you when you come and join us for the Miracle Day for CFAC Santa's Anonymous. It's great that you're always there. And now here you are doing a fiddle festival. Tell me about this.
Well, I grew up in Prince George and very much in a fiddle community. My grandpa was a fiddler, and I had uncles that were fiddlers. So fiddle music's always been a big part of my life. And I had a lot of mentors growing up, as I mentioned, my family, but also Prince George had a very strong fiddle scene. And so quite a few years ago, I started collecting music, original tunes and sheet music and stories and paraphernalia from many of these old fiddlers. And this collection's just been growing over the years. And so I finally started Woodbox Records to start to release some of this music, some field recordings, but also to start releasing albums of current fiddlers from around BC. So we've been doing this for about a year or so now, and so I thought I would start a festival here in Victoria, an annual festival where we release some of the music and have some guest performers of musicians that are on the label of albums that we've released during the year. So that's what's happening. It's May 30th.
Saturday, May 30th, and there's actually a bunch to the day, right? You got some workshops going on first, then you get the performances, actually a few different versions of performances through the day. Talk us through how the day will unfold.
We're going to start around noon, and we have the current Canadian fiddle champion, Max Francis, who lives here in Victoria. He's going to teach a workshop. He has an album on Woodbox Records, so he's going to teach a tune from that album. And then we also have our special guest from Vancouver, whose album is being released at the concert. Michael Berniat is his name. He's been a multiple BC fiddle champion, so he'll come and teach a workshop. We have a guitarist, Adam Dobre, who played on Michael's album and has been part of our Victoria scene here for many years. He's going to teach a guitar workshop. I'm going to do a presentation of BC fiddle history. So we have about 150 years of, records of BC, of fiddle music in BC, documented sheet music and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to talk about that. So that's going to be from like noon till 3. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll have an open fiddle jam. And then in the evening, we'll have a concert, and it'll feature a lot of these artists, as well as Tia Greenwood, who's a local cello player who plays fiddle music on the cello, and she's just finished her first year at Berklee College of Music, and so she's home. So it'll be a fun stomping community kind of event. Lots of kids there and adults, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, that's cool. So it's Christchurch Cathedral, by the way. That's where it's happening? Oh, no, Church of Christ. I wrong one. Yeah. Church of Christ, not Christ. I flipped that in my head for some reason. Church of Christ, which is at Pandora Avenue, right?
Yeah, it's the big white church with the pillars up on Pandora.
That's the one.
Looks like it's the top of the boulevard there.
Yeah,
and people can get tickets at our website. So it's woodboxrecords.com.
That's the one. Okay. Make sure you go to the right church on Pandora. Don't mean to mislead everybody. We're talking to Daniel Lapp, label creator with Woodbox Records, their big fiddle festival, the Woodbox Fiddle Festival. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday is when all of this stuff will be happening. And last question for you, because when you think of fiddle music, you usually think of the East Coast of Canada. But from what I'm hearing from you, here on the West Coast, we've got a pretty vibrant fiddle scene as well. And it's great to celebrate that.
We sure do. They got a couple hundred years head start on us. but we're holding our own. There's lots of great fiddlers in the West Coast, and there has been now for at least 50 or 60 years. A lot of them came from the prairies, and at least that generation, like our parents' generation. But we have a very strong fiddle community here, and I think we should be proud of our fiddle heritage in British Columbia.
Daniel Lapp, much appreciated. Good luck with the whole thing on May 30th.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. Have a great day.